Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1 when I post videos to this channel. And here on ETCG1 I start things off, of course, with, hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. Please enjoy this digital confection that I found for you on the internet. I wish I could smile more. And I am smiling a lot. I really should say that. I am in the new shop. This is the first actual video, now that I'm thinking about it, that I am shooting in this shop. So this ETCG1 video is the inaugural video of my new shop that you see here. I'm in the process of shooting video of the shop, introducing it to you, pretty much as I found it. I've thrown some stuff from my home garage in here in an effort to, well, just move from one place to another. I think you've been there. If you've ever moved, you just have a bunch of stuff. You need to just throw it someplace so that you can move on to the next thing. That's kind of what this garage has become to this moment. I still have to move all of my stuff out of storage and into this place, which I'm hoping to do in the next couple of weeks. However, there's been an issue that I found out about literally a day after I signed the paperwork for this place. That, well, it's massive, and I need to share it with you now. And I've been trying to find a way to put this out there because I know it's going to just start a firestorm of stuff. All right, this property is 4.5 acres. It's really big, and it sits kind of in the middle of the city. It's really a strange unicorn property, and as I mentioned, I will do a more detailed video about it. But what I want to talk about in this video is the major issue that I found with this place literally the day after we signed the papers to purchase it. And that is the water main coming into this house. And the problem is it's leaking in not just one place, but it looks like several places. And the water line at this property runs under the driveway. And as I mentioned, it's 4.5 acres. Well, compounding this problem is that as a homeowner, you're responsible for everything from the water meter into your house. And in this case of this property, which is awesome, I mean, there's nature all around me. In fact, I came to the shop this morning walking past a couple of kind of skittish deer, wondering what the heck I was doing. In fact, they're up there eating right now and watching me. Anyhow, that part of it is completely awesome. But the water main that comes from the street and runs to the house under the driveway has, as I mentioned, several leaks in it. And I'm sure some of you are going to go, well, shouldn't that have been disclosed on the property disclosure form? It kind of was and kind of wasn't. And I say this because what they did was they said that there were no issues with the water coming into the house and that there was a previous repair done under the driveway to the water pipe, and it was left at that. Now, in my defense for not looking into that further, which at this point I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I look into that further? I was focused on the fact that this property has a septic system that is, well, the house was built in 1978, so the septic system is equally as old. Additionally, the roof on this house was completely done. It was done. It also has 2 skylights, which, if you've ever had experience with skylights, also tend to leak, which both the roof and the skylights on this house were leaking, and I was negotiating a new roof and skylights as part of this whole deal, which I managed to do. And now I've found out why they were so compliant, because the water line that runs from the water meter to the house, my driveway is pretty long. In fact, that distance that I would have to cover in order to repair the entire line would be 1,000 feet. Yeah, it's 1,000 feet from the end of my driveway to my house, and that's how far the water line runs. I got an estimate last week for the repair of that, $60,000 to run that new water line. I just moved in. I just paid off all my debt with the old house, was hoping to start with a clean slate at this new house. And yes, I know it's a 1978, and that wasn't very likely to begin with. And I knew that going in. I knew I was going to look at HVAC issues. I knew that I was going to look at windows and doors, because these are pretty old and kind of showing their age. So I knew what I was walking into, but I'm going to come back to the fact that this property is really special. And some of you may have already gone to, you got to go sue these people and all this other kind of stuff. I am kind of pursuing that And that's about as much as I'm going to say about that part of it, because that's a legal matter. But the thing of it is, I asked myself the question, if I had known about the water issue before purchasing the house, would I have still purchased the house? I would say yes, although I would have been twisting somebody's arm on the price to incorporate the cost of the repair of this water line. Either way, it's kind of all said and done at this point. Paperwork's been signed, we own the property, we own the water leaks, plural, and everything that comes along with that. So I wanted to share that with you. I've been holding back on it. I was hoping to walk you through all the awesomeness of this shop and everything that was great, but frankly, there's been one issue after another that's popped up with the house as we're unpacking and trying to get settled in. To be specific about that, the garage door opener, as I was setting the HomeLink setting. So I'm trying to do HomeLink and I'm having trouble with it. And for those of you not familiar with what HomeLink is, on some vehicles there are 3 buttons either on the rear view mirror or someplace up high or where have you, that you can program to act as your garage door opener. So you can take your button that you normally put on your sun visor or whatever, and you can program that to a button in your car to where you don't even have to bring that little transmitter with you. You can just push the button in your car. Well, you have to program that. And sometimes, well, it doesn't like to program. There are different types of garage door openers, and there's a lot of incompatibility issues that you need to overcome to get there. And in the process, you may be opening and closing your garage door a great deal. And I was doing exactly that with one of these garage door openers, which I suspect was from 1978 when the house was built, and it blew up a capacitor in that. So here I am with one garage door that does not work. And if you're moving things in and out and you're unpacking and all that, you kind of need to open and close your garage doors. So there went some time. I just ended up replacing the entire opener unit and that kind of thing. That's just an example of one of the things that's come up along the way. Also, the people that owned this house previously had 4 dogs. Actually, one of them unfortunately passed away, ended up with 3 dogs in the end, but 3 dogs in one 2,000 square foot house makes for a lot of dog hair, like a gross amount of dog hair, which I've spent a week trying to clear out since my youngest son is allergic to dogs, and I don't want him coming over and, basically getting sick because he's coming over to visit us. All that being said, the water leak is the main issue that I'm dealing with, and that is what I wanted to talk to you about today and share with you.
Some of you may know what this is already, and for those of you that don't, this is a wrench that can turn the water on and off at the main going into your house, at least here in Ohio. I found this in the shop. So I was fortunate enough to find the very wrench I needed to turn the water on and off here, which indicates to me that this was an ongoing issue. But the way this works is that end fits down on top of the valve and you can turn it on and off quite easily with the T-handle. But if you find one of these at a house you're looking to purchase, start asking questions.
I am still working on an Eric the Car Guy video introducing you to the new shop. I got partway through that and, well, stuff came up. Anyhow, the property is awesome. The water, well, I've sort of worked out a system with my e-bike where I can ride all the way up to the end, turn on the water for a little while. We run like the dishwasher, the washing machine, and take showers and clean things and all that. Do that for a period of time, and then I shut it off and for the night and come back the next day. It's kind of a thing. I've kind of gotten into that. And you certainly develop an appreciation for things like running water in your house. Many of us just walk in, turn on a tap, or flush the toilet, and everything's fine and dandy. But I've got 5-gallon buckets in my bathtub so that I can flush my toilets. As I've talked about the kind of water rationing that's going on, I bought like a stand-up, one of those things that you put a giant water bottle into for fresh water when the water's not on. We're coping, but I am trying to solve this problem. Now, the one thing I will put out there is that the $60,000 quote that I got from the plumbers was, I believe accurate for what they need to do. And what I believe they need to do is there's a machine that basically drills underneath the driveway, so I don't have to dig up the whole driveway and replace the pipe. There's a machine that can basically tunnel under the driveway every 100 feet, I believe. And then you reconnect a pipe or you start a new pipe and you keep doing that. And in my case, it seems I'm going to be doing that 10 times or so until I get to the house. If I can find somebody with access to that equipment, I believe you can rent that equipment, but more importantly, I need somebody experienced with it, because I don't want to jump on the thing without knowing what the heck I'm doing and try to re-plumb my house with new water, that kind of thing. So maybe that's a possibility out there. Maybe somebody out there is an expert plumber, is an operator of one of these machines. I got help with my Facebook last time. Who knows? Maybe I can get help with this. But yes, major water issue. If anybody can offer any help with this, I'd certainly appreciate it. I'll put links in the description to stuff. I'm not sure what stuff, but I always say that, including a link to air@thecarguy.com, which is where I ask you go if you have automotive questions. But I am looking forward to sharing with you some good news about this place, because there really are a lot of positives that sort of outshine that water issue, believe it or not. Believe it or not. That said, I want to thank you for watching today. Thank you for listening. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Remember, air@thecarguy.com is there for you if you have automotive questions. And I am here in my new shop ready to make new automotive content for you so that we can have a whole lot of fun here. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty, if I haven't said that 12 times already, and I will see you next time.